Apple is rolling out Apple Intelligence this month. It's a collection of software tools and it promises to bring AI magic to your iPhones, Macs, your iPads. I'm Evan Goldstein, a licensed professional engineer and a data scientist. And you and me, we're building this AI capitalist channel to help keep leaders like you competitive. The first version, the beta, aims to give Siri a facelift. Plus some features like automatic text summaries, audio transcriptions, and tools to erase photo bombers in your family photos. This is a major turning point. The fresh start comes after a full rebuild, especially after the tech world got shaken up by ChatGPT, which was released by OpenAI about 2 years ago. Apple's getting word that without a solid AI game, the iPhone is going to start to look ancient. So they decided to scrap their self-driving car project, which took over 10 years, and shifted their engineers to work on Apple Intelligence instead. Now, don't get too hyped just yet. This first rollout might not have all the flashy features they teased back in June. They do have a deal to bring ChatGPT into their tools, but it won't be included in this release. And honestly, Siri is just not there yet to do things like piece together information from various apps to see if a surprise meeting that pops up is going to mess with your plans for some family event that's also on your calendar. Apple says they're going to roll out those upgrades gradually through the next year. So I did get to see an early version of Apple Intelligence. Now, locating the new features was a bit of a scavenger hunt since they're spread across different parts of the software. And I found some handy stuff like text proofreading and audio transcription features. But a few tools like the web article summarizer and the photo cleanup button were hit or miss. So maybe just skip those for now. Apple Intelligence is finally giving us a feature that we've all been waiting for. Now, when you record your voice memo in the voice memo app, it automatically creates a transcript at the same time. So as someone who writes, I was super excited to try this out, and it did not disappoint. Last week, I had a meeting with a tech company. I hit the record button, and once I stopped it, boom, the transcript popped up. It was pretty cool how Apple Intelligence figured out when different people were talking and made new paragraphs for them. Sure, it stumbled on a few mumble slips, but overall, it made it easy for me to search the keywords and find parts of our chat that I knew we talked about. Apple's software has gotten a bit complicated over the years, and it can be tough to figure out how to use all the hidden features. The cool thing is with Apple Intelligence, Siri is now equipped to help you navigate through your Apple devices. For example, I can never remember how to run two apps side by side on my iPad. So I just asked Siri, hey Siri, how do I use a split screen on an iPad? Boom. Siri had a list of easy instructions for me that said to tap on a button at the top of an app. Funny enough though, when I asked Siri how to use Apple Intelligence to rewrite an email, it didn't help me out at all. It just pulled up a bunch of Google search links with all the different search results explaining the next step, which is classic Siri, right? So about the email stuff, Apple Intelligence has got some cool writing tools that can help tidy your messages. Plus, we can whip up some standard replies for you. I put the auto response feature to good use to brush off a vendor. So thanks for reaching out, but I'm not interested in buying your product right now. And wrote up the whole email and was ready to go. When it comes to editing, I quickly jotted down an email to a coworker, highlighted it, hit the proofread button, and Apple Intelligence swooped in and fixed all my text and added punctuation. So there's some value in that. And if you're getting value from this episode, please push the like button. It really grows the channel. Help me help you. One of the coolest features everyone's buzzing about with Apple Intelligence is the ability to automatically clean up your photos by getting rid of distractions, like the random photo bomber ruining your perfect family photos. Tons of folks are eager to check out this tool called Cleanup, but you might want to brace yourself for some letdowns. I decided to give it a whirl and included a pic of my family that I took at the beach from a few years back. I hit the cleanup button, hoping to zap away a couple of people chilling on the lawn chairs in the background. And sure enough, the software cleared them out. What I got instead was a weird mess of black and white pixels that made no sense at all. There's also a summarizing feature. Apple thinks there's just way too many words floating around online. One of the coolest features of Apple Intelligence is that it can whip up quick summaries of text in various apps like email, web articles, and documents. When I hit the summarize button in Safari, I get a 3-sentence rundown of a lengthy 1,500-word article. It does a pretty good job, but it starts to come up with some weird hallucinations. So you have to be really careful. The things that are not in the article tend to get pulled in from other sources that built the AI model, clearly. Apple Intelligence also had some problems with my notes. I was prepping for a meeting with my coworkers and worked on notes on each coworker discreetly. When you have it summarized, put it all. Apple Intelligence didn't do too well with my notes. I was trying to write up a description of each of my family members. When I ran it through Summarize, conglomerated all the different characteristics I defined for each family member's one person. Yeah, that's missing the mark. So is Apple Intelligence worth it? It's not worth running out and getting a new iPhone for. You actually have a lot of apps within your iPhone that can do a lot of these. Have this come out 2 years ago, we would all be floored, right? AI was a whole new thing. But now we've come to expect a lot more. There's better products out there. Install it, use it. It has some features that are actually pretty useful, but don't get too excited.